What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? I am Dave B. I sell Chevys, and I own, or I leased, a 2019 Chevrolet Bolt. Now, in today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the question I see come up so often in both comments on my videos and forums and things of that nature. When do the brake lights come on? Obviously, when you press your brake pedal, your brake lights come on. But in an electric car like the Chevrolet Bolt, you have a regenerative braking paddle, which you can use to slow the vehicle. And you could also drive in low, which will give you what's called one pedal driving. Now, one pedal driving, as you press down on the throttle, you accelerate. As you release the throttle, you slow down. And the question is, when that's happening, do the brake lights come on? So I've attached a camera to the back of my Chevy Bolt, right above the brake light. I'm gonna put that on screen with me right now. We're gonna go for a drive. And as I'm giving you the play-by-play of what I'm doing in the vehicle, you're gonna see how that brake light responds. This way we'll have a video out there that'll answer that question. All right, so now I'm not gonna see what the brake light is doing while I'm talking, but obviously right now I am in park. My foot is on the brake, so the brake light should be on. I'm gonna switch over to drive and we're gonna take off. For the first part of this, we're gonna drive just in regular drive. We're not gonna use the paddle, and we're just gonna hit the brake when necessary. So right now I am hitting the brake. As I make this small turn here, now I'm off the brake. At this stop sign right here, I am on the brake. Brake light should be on. Should still be on, should still be on. Now I'm back to the throttle, brake light should be off. You can see where I'm going with this. Another stop, I'm on the brake, on the brake, on the brake, on the brake. Now I'm off the brake, on the throttle. So that's obviously totally understandable that the brake lights will come on when you hit the brake pedal. Now we're gonna go to the paddle. So I am currently at 31 miles an hour. I'm gonna make a right-hand turn here. So right now I am pressing the paddle. Paddle, paddle, paddle. I'm off the paddle. What happened? Did the lights come on? Because I can't see it. All right, we're accelerating. Left turn signal and paddle, 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 off the paddle. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this edit goes together once I get back to the studio. Coming up to a red light. No brake pedal, just paddle right now, paddle. Paddle, 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 off the paddle. Now, when you come off the paddle, the vehicle is still gonna roll. So when you're in drive, you use the paddle. When you come to a complete stop, you do have to hold the brake to keep the vehicle there. We're coming up to a downhill here. We're gonna have a red light at the end. We're gonna make a left. Right now I'm coasting, no brake pedal, no paddle, no nothing. And as of right now, I am on the paddle. Still paddling, paddling. That's a paddling. Look at the timing of the paddle. See how you can get so exact? All right, so now I'm still on the paddle. I'm technically holding the paddle. I'm on level ground, so I'm not rolling. And I don't know if the lights are on or off, but the image will show. Now I'm off the paddle. Again, I'm on level ground. The car's not really rolling anywhere. Just found that perfect spot. All right, now, I think I just learned something new. If you hold the paddle and you do come to a complete stop, once you let go of the paddle, the car doesn't roll. If I tap the throttle again, it'll start to kind of creep up. I never realized that before driving this. This is gonna be brake pedal only. No paddle, no low, just brake. When I come to a complete stop, the brake light should be on. As I let go, obviously they'll go off. One thing I will recommend is that when you arc at a complete stop, to hold the brake so the brake lights are on. Because I believe when you are in low, or like before when I wasn't creeping forward and I had let go of the paddle, the brake lights are not on. So if someone's behind you and is distracted or whatever the case may be, maybe they don't realize that that you're not moving forward, that you're still in a fixed stationary position. For the next portion of this, we're gonna be on some twisty, curvy roads. So I'm gonna go to L for low. We're gonna drive one pedal driving, which again means I can just let go of the throttle to slow down. So as we get to a couple of different downhills and things like that, we'll see how it responds. Here we go, 25 mile per hour turn. So right now I am letting go of the throttle, but I'm still covering it. I'm off the throttle completely there. I'm gonna make this left. Here we have a little downhill. I'm letting off the throttle, but I'm still giving it very slight acceleration just to maintain speed. I gotta tell you, it'd be a lot easier if I can see the brake light, and I just thought of it now. I could have Bluetoothed my cell phone to the GoPro, and had I done that, I would see what the brake light was doing as I was driving. I'm gonna come to a complete stop. I am off the throttle completely. I'm just coasting using regenerative braking. There's no one behind me. And now I'm at a complete stop. Are the brake lights on or off? I don't know. Again, the image will show us. We have a little speed hump up here, up ahead, so we're gonna slow down to 15. So now I am completely off the throttle. I'm at 15 miles an hour. I'm just barely accelerating. And now I'm back on the throttle. All right, got another speed hump here. Completely off the throttle. No throttle, no brake, no nothing. Complete stop. Back to the throttle. I hope when I get home and I edit this together it makes some sort of sense. What I'll do is a final debrief once I get back and I watch the footage to see how the brake lights are on and off. But right now, if I let go of the throttle, I slow. Now I'm hitting the paddle as well. Coming to a complete stop. Let go of the paddle, let go of the brake, nothing. If I press the brake, the lights should have come on. Again, that's how I recommend if you're at a complete stop, you definitely use the brake to hold it, because if I remember correctly, I believe that the brake lights do not stay on once you come to a complete stop when you're in low or when you're using the paddle. Jersey Central Power and Light's finest out here doing some work. We're driving down the hill. Right now I'm coasting, but I'm letting go of the throttle. Again, I'm feathering the throttle. This way I can slow down to you know, not accelerate too much going down this hill and speed through this town where the houses are directly on the road. Look at this. Feathering the throttle here to slow down a little bit. Back accelerating. Right there, I'm slowing by just letting go of the throttle to merge in here. And now at the light, I am off the throttle. Complete stop. No brake, no gas, no nothing. Now I'm gonna press the brake. Lights should have come on. We're gonna do one last test from more of a higher speed on this highway here and kind of see what happens as you slow down for maybe 60 miles an hour. Let's hope this light stays red. We're at 60 miles an hour, and right now I am completely off the throttle. Just letting regenerative braking from driving in low slow me down. I'm slowing a little too much, so I'm gonna feather the throttle just to give it a little bit of acceleration right now. And now I'm off again completely. To a complete stop right there. Hit the brake. As I take this U-turn, I'm slowing down, no throttle. Just coasting and regenerative braking. What I didn't think to do was actually monitor the gauge here. I need more cameras. I need like 5 cameras to get this done correctly. We need to have, you know, one on the gauge, one on the light, one in my hand, one facing forward, a drone overhead. You know, we need to have it all. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna check the footage out, I'm gonna put it together into a video, and I'll do one final debrief of my thoughts after watching all the footage of what actually took place as I was trying to achieve what I was trying to achieve in this video. All right, guys, so I just finished up editing that video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully it kind of got my point across, which is how do the brake lights operate with the different ways you can drive the Bolt. I took a couple notes during my editing of this, and first thing was, it seemed like a couple times when I would hit the paddle, there seemed to be a little bit of a delay before the brake lights came on, maybe like a second or a second and a half. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So here's the thing, I drive a Chevy Volt every day. My wife drives this Bolt. So when I stopped at the light and I held the paddle the whole time, then I let go to paddle and the car didn't creep forward, I wasn't thinking, I was thinking more of the Volt, because the Volt does not do that. So in the video I mentioned that I learned something new. It just all kind of came together. I'm just not in this car all the time and I just didn't remember at the moment. But so when you hold the paddle all the way to a complete stop and then you let it go, the car will just sit, but there's no brake lights on. So, one thing is make sure you always, when you're stopped at a red light or in traffic or something like that, make sure you hold your brakes, your brake pedal, because you want to make sure you have lights on there in the back. This way the people behind you know that you're stopped, because you never know. Someone's looking at their phone, they look up, they don't see brake lights, they hit the gas, and in a second, they can be in the back of your car. And you don't want that. Other than that, they seem to pretty much operate the way I felt they would. I did read something online that it talked about the brake lights are operated by G-forces and different things like that. And I really don't know how they operate and the engineering behind it or the software behind it. But I can tell you that when you're driving low and you're just feathering the throttle, there were times that I'm doing it and the lights would come on, and there were times that I was doing it and the lights weren't coming on. And there wasn't any big drastic G-force change. There wasn't any big drastic change in speed. How the software does it, I don't know. If you know, by all means, put it in the comments below and share it with the community. Again, I am Dave B. I sell Chevys for a living. I've been selling Chevys since 2005. Today's April 1st, actually, April Fool's, huh? And I'm in the basement of my place and I'm building a studio behind me. And all the stuff you see pertains to different videos from what I'm calling a Car-antined series. I am technically under quarantine right now. We're in northern New Jersey. Dealership sales is listed as non-essential. So I am currently on today's actually day 10 of being unemployed and being home. So to keep my sanity and to stay occupied and to keep myself busy, I'm turning this YouTube channel into sort of a daily vlog and making content every day. I appreciate you watching this. Thumbs up are always appreciated. If you like what you saw, subscribe. You can see a lot more of what it's like to be a salesman and the life of Dave B. sells Chevy. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.